You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's R&B Divas After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's R&B Divas After Show.
I really like this song, guys.
Me too, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I'm grooving.
I can't wait to see the video to this.
Me too. I think it's gonna be awesome.
I think it'll be really pretty.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is AFTERBUZZ TV for R&B Divas, Atlanta, Season 3, titled, Season 3, Episode 8, titled Divas Make It Rain. I'm your host, Bamm Ericsen, and I would like to introduce my panel of guests for tonight.
Hey, guys, I'm Chloe Onyx.
Hey, guys, I'm Taisha, Monique.
And the fellas, they are not in for the week, so you know we're gonna
Work it out.
I'm a represent for them, and we got two beautiful ladies with us again tonight. So, okay, what are your initial thoughts of last night's episode of the R&B Divas Atlanta?
I thought it was, like you said, it's all about the love. Like, everyone's just trying to make peace. I mean, it starts out a little crazy, but you know, they it's all about, like, you know, let's reconcile, let's make it better, let's, you know, make this work for our career.
Right, because at the end of the day, they still have that, you know, one night only coming up, and I believe that all this build up of the animosity or the little fights here and there has sort of been in preparation for us as viewers to see them really come together and do their show, you know, pull it off. So
I think it's more alive now. The last couple episodes, they've been really turning up a little bit, and it's really been it's been moving at a really quick, steady, dramatic pace. So that's something that I really much enjoy about it. Let's go into first. Last week we left off where they were in another rehearsal that they were not able to finish.
Lord, if they have one more rehearsal where they do not rehearse,
I know, right?
Just saying, it's like, okay.
saying.
And so last week we left off where Monifah decides to intercede and start speaking about something that had to do with Selena, which I felt was inappropriate. And so then Selena says that the last time that she felt herself getting ready to turn up a little bit, it was at Keke's birthday for season 2. So she chose to leave, but she had some words to say. And so now we go back to, we leave off from last week and we go right into this. What are you guys' thoughts about that whole little thing about Selena wanting to make peace, but yet she's throwing daggers, but then she finally leaves, and then all the girls are confused except for Angie, Monifa, and Selena?
I didn't feel like she wanted to make peace. I feel like she wanted to do everything but say exactly what it is that had happened. And the person who knew who it was, you know, for would feel a kind of way without them being totally embarrassed. But I felt like that was the wrong place and time. Like, if you're not going to talk about the situation, don't talk about it in front of, don't allude to it and say everything but it and leave everyone in the room wondering, like, well, what the hell is going on? You know, like, that was just a little too much.
Yeah, I felt the same way. I feel like if you're going to, you know, be vague and use words and just kind of tiptoe around it, you might as well just not have said anything and just got up and, you know, left, or, you know, let Monifah take it home or whatever. But I just feel like Selena saying little bits of here and there of what she felt and then leaving, it almost left me like, well, what? Like, I mean, I know, because I know, you know, but at the same time, if I was Latavia or Keke, I'd be like,
now, do you think being that Monifah let the cat out the bag without Selena's permission, do you feel Selena was kind of forced but didn't want to? Do you?
Yeah, I do feel like that would, like, if we're going to talk about inappropriateness, like, it wasn't Monifah's place to bring it up. If she would have said just simply, like, you know, Angie, I'm not feeling the song, you know, I'm not feeling the whole sister love vibe thing, and, you know, that's just how I feel right now. That would have been one thing. But to be like, and you're fake, and you're this, so I don't think that you're authentic. Like, all that. So she's going to be like, well, why? What did I do? And then, you know, you don't have a personal reason. So it's just like, well, why? You know, like, what was the point if you don't personally have something to say that she's done to you?
Now, did you notice Angie cried and Angie felt a certain way about it? So do you feel that Angie had a look of guilt, or why do you think she was crying?
I feel
There
she
was a little
looked
bit
fake.
of guilt in because she got kind of caught in the moment. Like,
You think?
it's like that anxiety because you know what they're talking about, and in order to, I feel like maybe even like pacify yourself or come to terms with it with yourself, you're letting these tears of guilt, which also kind of rides along on that fact that it might be a little fake or forced, but it's this oh crap, I just got caught. Okay, let me muster up some kind of energy or some kind of feelings right now to cover up for, you know, what happened. But at the end of the day, you know.
Well, let's discuss what happened. So Angie meets with Monifa and Selena. Again, I don't feel Monifa had to have been there.
Yeah.
Me
I was
personally,
confused.
why did she have to be there? But in either case, she's there, and
Moral
Selena,
support.
and Selena says that, you know, she had something festering inside her, and then I liked how Monifa was sitting with her arms folded.
Like, what are you going to say that's going to make this better?
With the stank face.
Yeah.
That's stank face, baby.
And Angie's, I felt Angie was already looking guilty, but Angie says that the promoter came back with Angie's money and not Selena's, because, you know, last week Selena said that the promoter who offered them the tour was the same promoter who did Angie's tour. And so Selena says that, or Angie says that the promoter came back with only Angie's money, not Selena's. And so Ashanti is Angie's fiance, said not to say anything.
Or
Boyfriend.
I say fiance only because when they were on Celebrity Wife Swap a couple weeks ago, she claimed him as, Celebrity Wife Swap with, she did a Celebrity Wife swap with the boxer Layla Ali.
Oh.
Yeah.
And that was her fiance at that point.
That was
in
her
time.
fiance at the time. I personally think that they called it the fiance just so that it doesn't look like, because they're not married.
Right.
But anyway.
Call a spade a spade. Go
Exactly.
ahead.
But anyway, and so the fiance Ashanti says not to say anything. But what did you guys think about that?
Shady, shifty. And I know it is shady, shifty.
It is.
And then I don't know if it's the way they cut it, but she said, like, you know, they said not to say anything and to keep it under wraps, but I'm a real woman.
I was gonna wait. I was gonna let you guys talk first, but yeah.
But I'm a real woman and I'm gonna keep it real and let you know. But you just simply said that they told me not to say anything.
And I quoted it. She says, the real woman I am, I'm not gonna not say nothing. That's what I quoted her saying.
But they told me not to say nothing.
Right. And my question is because she said the real woman in her won't let her not say anything. At what point would she have said something if it wasn't brought up? That's what. It's one of those things. Like, would you have even
icing on the cake?
You know what I mean?
Icing, and then
if it
more
wasn't brought
icing.
up.
She goes at the very, very end, and I just died. She goes, "Cause y'all my road dogs." I was like, "Really? You would treat your road dog like that?" If I understand the predicament she was in. But if she was in such a bad predicament, I would have said, "Look, they don't want me to say nothing to you, but da 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 da." Yeah.
My thing is,
that's my girl.
Why would her boyfriend, fiance, why would he say not to say anything? If they're friends, they're divas, they have to work with each other, they're taping a reality show, why would he not allow her to say anything? Because if it's that simple where, like, if the money's not there and the promoter is only willing to pay Angie doesn't have anything to do with that, so Selena would understand. So why couldn't Angie just say, "Hey girl, the promoter's only coming back with the amount of money for me, and so I'm gonna take the money, and let me know if he has your money, and maybe we can do the tour together. But if not, I'm gonna go make my money."
Just be real. Be what you claim you are.
And if you know that we're sisters and that close,
exactly.
even as the person as Selena would be like, of course disappointed and, you know, upset, but I would be like, all right, girl, make your money, and I'll see you on the next one.
She would be a real woman, keeping it real.
You know, yeah. I just don't know why, like, Ashanti would have said not to say, like,
maybe
what was
he
his
was
reasoning
told not
behind
to say
that?
something. Like, you never know the quote-unquote chain of
the
command or what
promoter,
happened, or somebody
True.
knows they're being wrong in this situation. And so, and so telling, you know, the trickle-down effect,
Domino
don't say
effect,
this, I'll hit you up with this because they're going to want it too. Or, you know, maybe they didn't really want Selena, but they still wanted Angie. And all that's fine and well, but if that's your friend, that's your road dog, you know, all this stuff, then at least do the tap on the, you know, the pull to the side. Let me holler at you for a minute. Let me tell you this. Exactly, like on the low, but don't, you know, I'm just telling you this as a friend. Like, you not her friend because you didn't say nothing.
I'm going to actually jump on the other side because you mentioned something. The promoter could have said, the tour is only with you guys. He may have had them sign some kind of, you know,
confidentiality.
some kind of forms. So I'm going to jump back and I'm going to defend him. And if Ashanti said not to say anything, then Angie did the right thing by not saying anything. My problem with Angie is that whole I'm a woman and I keep it real and all this other stuff. Yeah. She should have just left it as, I don't deal with that. My husband, I'm sorry,
boyfriend.
My boyfriend deals with that, and I was told not to say anything.
Exactly.
And left it at that.
Yeah.
And even Kidda said, you know, I really wanted to, but I was in a tough situation, and I apologize if it made you feel some kind of way. Because honestly, she just looked fake and phony. Even when she was crying, oh, you guys break my heart. You know, we're sisters. I'm like, that's about the phoniest looking, like, take that they took. Like, you know, all the takes that you take when you're filming. I'm like, okay, that's just the phoniest. Like, who cut this and edited it? Why? All of that was extra.
What do you guys, before we move on with this, what do you guys think about the whole thing with Angie questioning her not receiving her invite for the wedding, for Monifa's wedding?
I mean, I think it's reasonable for her to question, you know, whether or not she was going to get the invite. I don't know. I mean, I feel she had a good point because Monifah opened it up with, "You're not excited about my wedding. I wasn't invited to your wedding." Okay, that makes sense. So I felt like in that situation, she looked like she was in the right. Like, okay, I'm not excited about your wedding, even though she seems to have been or been waiting to be invited. But, you know, if someone doesn't invite me somewhere, I'm not going to be shouting it across the room or shouting it across the town. I'm going to just, okay, that's cool. I mean, if I'm invited to it, then I, you know, can talk leisurely about it. Yeah. But, you know, if we're supposed to be cool or sisters in R&B Divas, you didn't invite me, then lips are sealed. There's nothing I need to say other than congratulations. Next.
Agree.
Yeah. No, I totally agree.
And we want to congratulate Maria Menounos, right?
Oh. Yes. Speaking of that, she has a new book, guys. Here, check it out, The Every Girl's Guide to Diet and Fitness. Make sure you pick it up. It's in all bookstores and stores, period. Target, Barnes & Nobles. Go find it. It's actually great. It shows her hair size 14, and now she's a lovely size 2. So make sure you guys grab that.
Go get it.
Go
get a
get
copy
it.
now.
Stay fit.
Yes.
Maria.
Summer is here, honey.
Amen.
So now let's talk about the Divas rehearsal for the one night only. So we had a rehearsal that something happened besides it ending abruptly because there was arguments.
There was an argument.
So,
but at least they sang this time.
Yeah, they did.
Look, they need a kudos, a round of applause.
Yes.
They were like, what, 8? How many episodes? 8 episodes in, and they've had like 7 rehearsals. And this is the first one.
Yeah.
They've actually sang or had like some you know, guitar there.
Something going on.
Piano, you know, like
cohesiveness of the show,
session.
possibly.
Like it was a session.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Now, so Monifah starts singing first, and she's singing a song that I've never heard of. And then Keke looks like she's already over it. And I can see why she's over it, because this is the umpteenth rehearsal that they've attended, and nothing has happened. And then the whole acoustic thing is brought up, and Keke has said from the jump, I don't like acoustic, you know, and then they suggested that they do kind of like a bass, but like a more upright bass, which is not as funky.
And then she goes, and I'm just like, really, Keke? Like, why? I love her because she's just so
goofy,
and she has a character. Like, she's all over the place. But she's just like the baby of the group. Like, and she even says like that, the 40 and over club. And she makes all these faces, and it's just like, why can't you just be an adult about it? Like,
I do agree with Keke in that sense. Keke, Latavia, if she ever records,
if she ever sings,
and Michel'le
all young.
are all in the. They can still potentially get a song on, say, like in LA, the Power 106, or
Hot 97.
Hot
in
97.
New York.
Like they could potentially still, depending on who, depending on the beat and maybe who's produced it and who's
featured on the track,
and who's
maybe.
featured on the track. Monifah maybe, but I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
So,
Selena
she's
You don't
adult.
think Selena good?
She's good, but she's adult contemporary. I mean, she had her moment when she was with R. Kelly
Kanye,
and when she was with
Kanye.
Kanye, but I don't really see Selena.
doing anything.
She doesn't.
Young
She doesn't
and
have. She doesn't have the look of. She doesn't have the look for someone who is played on the younger stations. So
Sucks.
Angie, potentially Monifah and Selena, they are in the over 40 category as far as that genre of music. Keke can go a little bit, so I see where Keke's going with this, and she's not trying to
Settle down.
She's not trying to settle down. She's not trying to bore people with acoustic.
I hear that, and I mean, I love Keke. Her voice is amazing, but her voice is so amazing and versatile that she can do both. Like, there's no reason why she can't have a. Because I don't know if you guys remember, Tamar was going through the same thing last year of the want to drop it like it's hot before I'm 40.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I feel like she can kind of do the same thing too. Like
She
you
can,
have,
totally.
Yeah, like she can have that song that's like drop it like it's hot, and then she can also do that adult like crossover, like have your adult audience as well. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, and I mean, I get it if that's something that she knows for her voice and she feels most comfortable when there's a bass or there's something for her to rock to, then that's just her opinion and her feeling towards what she knows that she can do best. I mean, now it's how you present it. If you're gonna sit there and make faces and sulk or be like a little kid about it, then that's where it gets a little obnoxious. But I understand her maybe not wanting to go the acoustic route. Although, like you said, I mean, she could sing the phone book upside down in like a airplane hangar or something and still sound phenomenal.
I like how Selena called her out and said in one of the other seasons prior when they did the Simply Divas for Shirley Ralph, how she sung, I think it was just on piano or some kind of acoustic, and she slayed. And I don't think the issue is if Keke will bring the house down, because she probably will. The problem is, should she? And so that's but let's
make it work.
Yeah.
Like, just don't be the problem child. Keke is always the problem child. And if she feels that way about it, then she should just bring in her own bass. And do a little acoustic with the girls and then do her own little thing. Like, there's ways to just work it out. Like, every episode is like, even at the, I'm gonna wait to see if you get there for the bridal shower.
Yeah.
Like drama.
And then Selena performs. I thought Selena's performance was good. And then
She sounded nice.
And then the moment when it got quiet, Mother Stone made sure she asked if the women would be okay if they sing her anthem, the sister song, in which they all said that they were okay with that. And so now let's go over this whole thing. So they start rehearsing for the song. I personally like the song.
Me too. They make it sound really good.
They make it sound really, and they were going over it and
It reminds me of that one song, "The Count on Me Through Thick
That's so
and
funny.
Thin."
Whitney Houston and CeCe Winans.
Yeah.
That's the vibe I got from it.
Or the We Are the World or something.
Yeah, but I do like the song, and everybody was singing. I noticed even Latavia was singing, but when it came time for individual parts, Keke said, well, she can have half of my part. She can do half of my thing. And then it goes into this whole thing about them picking on Latavia.
I was just going to say poor girl.
So
here we go.
I'll go last. Go ahead, ladies.
So I'm torn because I do feel bad that they keep putting her on the spot, but I don't feel bad because I'm like, why the hell are you here if you're not going to be a diva? Like, this is an R&B backup. It's clearly R&B Divas. If
Yeah.
I can't see that.
And she didn't get that memo. I
Okay,
don't know.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, I almost feel the exact same way. Parts of me are like, girl, get over it. Just get over it. Get over yourself. Get over the situation. Just sing something. And then part of me is, because, you know, I do want to hear her sing too, but part of me is also like, if they don't get off her back, like it seems like every little moment that they can, they stick it in there. And of course, because of the editing of the show, I know, you know, it's in because of the theme of what this has been about. They have to put it in it, but I still, at the end of the day, I'm like, if they do another Latavia intervention, like, just let me get a heads up.
Also, like, Latavia, you already know the deal, so at
You know
this
what it's about to
point,
be.
Get it together. I mean, what do you? Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yes,
what do you
and Bamm.
think?
I'm going to continue to defend Latavia. Latavia said that, number one, I'm not a lead singer. So the fact that they put her on the show, that is TVOne, and that's something that the other divas have to deal with. Hold on, let me finish. That's something that the other divas have to deal with. They need to go to Filter, they need to go to other people, the EPs, and say, well, why is she on here? And if they don't really want her on there, then they need to vote her off. But TVOne, Phil Thornton, they're the ones who had her on the show, knowing that she said, I'm not a lead singer. So from the jump, if you say, I'm not a lead singer, then why should you expect her to lead sing if she's known for singing background? Second of all, another thing about Latavia is people always say, well, get over it, get over it, get over it, get over it. It's been 13 years. I think people need to shut up, because you imagine being in a group that was the biggest group of the new century, and then on top of that, they all became successful. Kelly finally had a couple hit albums. She's become successful. Michel'le has had her gospel songs. LaToya came out of the water and bricked on everybody when she came out with her stuff. And then you got Beyonce. Yeah. So you imagine if you were in a group
And everybody's successful with you?
And everyone's successful. And then on top of that, the person that is the most successful is Beyonce. Imagine how you would feel. Imagine how you guys would feel if you were in a group and then you were kicked out of the group. You found out that you were kicked out of the group by watching the Say My Name video, and then Beyonce becomes Beyonce. It's not that hard to just get over things, especially when you were in a group that was with Beyonce knows.
Okay.
You cannot tell me. You cannot tell me, but you cannot tell.
A lot of emphasis on Beyonce being Beyonce. Listen, Beyonce is Beyonce, and the bum on the street is the bum on the street.
But what I'm saying is that if you were in a group and it ended abruptly the way it did, and then everyone is successful except for you, and then on top of that, you weren't a lead singer. Everybody is watching you. Everybody's watching your every move. And I'm just saying, she's already said she's not a lead singer. I think people should have some compassion for the girl. She says she doesn't want to sing. I think Angie Stone needs to stop trying to act like she's trying to win the damn Peace Nobel Prize for 2014. She says she's not a lead singer. And if she says she's not a lead singer, and amongst all of that, I'm just saying, I and everyone else, I don't think would get over it so easy.
So this is what I'm going to say, because
I hear
you bring a lot of emphasis to the fact of TVOne and this one and that one chased her down, and if the people don't want her, blah blah blah. This is my thing.
Okay, what is it?
She's a grown ass woman. She can make her choices as she deciphers whether it's going to be, yes, I'm going to do this, or no, I'm going to do this. I don't care if the crack man chased you down with a crack pipe and 20 pounds of it. You have the choice to say yes or no. And if you're a crack addict, you have the choice to say yes or no. If you are in love with ice cream and Ben & Jerry's came and said, look, I got all the Ben & Jerry's in the world for you, you can say yes or no. You have that, whether it's temptation there or not, you have that choice. She had the choice to do this show or not. She knew what was coming with this show. She knew what this show was about. It wasn't the first season. It's not like they tricked her. No. So my thing is this. She's been through what she's been through. I get that it's been a traumatic experience, but come on, you're not 10, you're not 15, you've had 12 or 13 years to think about it. You had however long to think about whether you wanted to do this show or not and what it was going to entail. So I get that there's some bumpy roads. We all have bumpy roads. We all have choices. I don't feel that bad for her because she came on this show knowing what they do. They sing. You don't want to sing, you shouldn't have came on the show. I don't care if TVOne chased you down with $1 million. You knew that once you took that $1 million that this is what you're going to be faced with. So man up. I'm sorry, man up. All these people are successful in your group and you're not. I don't feel that bad because she's had a foundation to build her career off of. That's more than a lot of talented singers and people in this industry get. So yes, she's fallen far from off her foundation or fallen far off the tree, however you want to say it, but I don't feel that bad for her. She's had other opportunities to sing in plays and do this and do that. So no.
Okay, I'm going to say this and then we can go forward. She did have the choice to come onto the show, but who says that because you become on that you choose to be on R&B Divas that you all of a sudden have to embark on a solo career? Let's remember the premise of R&B Divas. For some artists, it's to try to reemerge and introduce yourself into this new world of people, and it's to show the old fans kind of what you're doing and where you're going forward. Exactly. And with her, she said she's not a lead singer, so therefore, if she said she's not a lead singer and she wasn't comfortable doing it, how many times, like,
why you want to show?
Well, I don't think that.
Well, see,
I don't think the one night only, and I don't think that all the little like. You got to get up here and sing at Angie's party. You got to get up here and sing this thing. I don't think those were probably in her contract. So maybe she didn't realize that there was going to be that much pressure applied to solely her because she did state, in fact, I'm sure prior to being on the show, that I am not a lead singer. So it might be a little bit of like, okay, well, they all know, everybody knows I'm not a lead singer. Why is the focus still on just me singing instead of just accepting the fact that I'm not a lead singer, that I will sing on my own time when I'm ready and just still be a part of the show? Because it's not like Latavia doesn't have anything going for her. It'd be something if she had no other aspirations and was just kicking it. Like, she wants to act, she's done plays, she's making advances to do other things. So I don't think it matters whether she's, doing all that other stuff that Angie and Keke and all them are doing, because it's not about the runs in the solo career to be on R&B Divas. It's about them following your journey after what your past was. So I feel like as long as she just continues to strive for something and they can get over the fact that she's not going to be a lead singer and they can move forward, then I think she should stay on the show and just do something else, that her heart is attached to.
And one more other thing that I'll say about this, and I lost my thought, but
can I say one little thing while you remember your thought?
You might jump back.
My other this is just my little issue too as well. I understand that she might not be a singer, but she's also came on the show, and most people who come on shows like this have another agenda. Well, I'm not doing this, but I'm doing this. I haven't seen anything else that she's doing other than sitting in the studio talking about, well, I don't want to do this. She's in and out of studios talking about she don't want to do that. If you're not doing singing anymore, then push, be like, well, you know what? I'm doing acting now, and watch me go to these classes and watch me go on these auditions.
And she did the one class, but that's what I'm saying. I feel like if they really want to make it about them and not just about her, is she going to sing or is she not going to sing every single episode, then follow her. I mean, she needs to obviously go to classes,
a clothing line or something. Like
hosting events.
Michel'le, she's pushing, the whole situation with her kid, and now she wants to do this nonprofit. Well, okay, we see you're not a singer, but what the hell else did you come on the show for?
I know what I was going to say. My only problem, I get what you're saying, but I just think that when certain people continue to be in your face, it turns you off.
Yeah.
It totally, like when you girls are at a club and that one guy just keeps getting on your,
see, like, my eyes started
baby.
Yeah, and he just and he just keeps. I feel like Angie continues to just get in her face,
that guy in the club,
and so it just and it turns her away. So. But who knows? I've said before that I think the editing, they're really trying to make her look a certain way.
Yeah.
And for the finale, I think she will sing and she may blow people out of the waters. And I think they're maybe doing that on purpose because that's what they do in realities. Yeah, the build up. Okay, so now let's go back to Mother Stone, who's trying to win the Peace Nobel Prize, clearly, because she's
a character.
She is. So they're at the house with Angie's at the house with their daughter, Diamond, and her boyfriend Ashanti. And so there was I think the original point of that conversation was because apparently Diamond and Ashanti have not gotten along, and so she was trying to bring them together, and it backfired on her because now they were teaming up on Angie and how she acts certain ways and how she doesn't want to listen and do certain things. And so what did you guys think about that? And they also talked about the whole marriage thing.
I get it. Well, I mean, I haven't been in that situation, but I've been in a similar situation as the kid. And me and my mother's, I don't want to say fiance, but the father of my little brother, we used to team up on my mother all the time. And it used to piss her off to no end. But it was just kind of one of those things, like the child and the potential father or parent, father statue who's there is just kind of like the mom is just and then it's just like
sometimes it is that common ground.
It's the common ground that
you can find
that makes her lose in the situation. So I understood that they didn't get along, but in this situation they were able to find that common ground, and Angie of course was upset. So firsthand going through something similar, I get it. It's moms, they just
yeah. I mean, like I said, I think it obviously, upset her or whatever at the moment. But like, I feel like looking back, it's that moment where, okay, my daughter and my hopefully, I guess, soon to be husband or fiance, are getting along. Unfortunately, it's at my expense. But hey, at least there is that camaraderie that I was, worried about or whatever. Because eventually, little fights are little fights. It's as long as there is that common ground between those two, then they can move forward, to be a family. And I mean, she's been with them, what, 8 years? That's a long time to be, waiting for a situation.
And so Angie wanted a yes or no as to when they were going to get married. And Ashanti says that he won't marry her until the outside drama is resolved, meaning family, friends, and people stay out of their ear. Me personally, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I want to hear
what you have to say. A lot of wishful thinking there, but go ahead.
Okay, listen. Go ahead.
I'm going to cuss. Here we go. I think it's bullshit.
Ding, 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 ding.
Ding, 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 ding.
Thank you.
What does he win?
Listen.
He don't want trying to marry her.
Listen.
So true.
You have to get licensed to have a dog and to fish. And they've been together for 8 years. And so if Angie has a dog, or if Ashanti has a dog, he's treating his dog better than he treats her because he has papers on that dog or the gun or whatever. It's BS. It is BS.
It's completely
and
BS.
Well, the first thing I thought was he's young as hell to be with Angie's old ass.
But no.
I'm sorry.
Angie always keeps a young man.
Well, D'Angelo, as we all know.
Calvin Richardson.
Okay.
She keeps a young one.
Exactly.
Ooh,
that's her style. That's been her style since day one.
Okay, Miss Angie, I see.
And I just want to say, when I saw him, I was like, first of all, I feel like he's running around. That's why the family don't like him. These are just my personal feelings or assumptions. Let's just say I'm assuming, I could be wrong, making an ass out of myself, but I'm assuming he's been running around. That's why the family don't like him. But it's because he's, of course, a younger man, but Angie likes him young. I'm not mad at her, cougar style. Big ups to you, Angie. And on top of that, I feel like he's in this situation because it's comfortable. It's comfortable. He's making money. She's mama Angie, so she's gonna do all the little stuff that these young girls ain't gonna do.
And let me also let me jump in. When they were on Celebrity Wife Swap, when she had to swap with Layla's husband, Angie, I'm not mad at this now. Angie makes breakfast and serves him breakfast, Ashanti breakfast in bed every morning. So Layla Ali was like, You better get up and fix your own stuff. And so I remember Layla's husband was like, oh, I can get used to this.
Exactly.
But I'm just so as far as traditional, Angie's very traditional. She's very old school when it comes to the whole husband wife type thing. And so he's getting the perks of the old school, all those things, but without the papers. And I'm not judging. All I'm saying is to be married for 8 years. And there's still not, you guys are not on one accord in regards to, she wants to get married, he doesn't want to get married. That's a problem. And so, and if you're with each other for, let me just shut up.
It's like a red flag at some point or another. I mean, I would think around like year 4 or 5, you might be like, wait, pump the brakes. So is it, at her age and her stage in life where it's like, you probably just want to get married and I mean, of course you handle your career and everything, but you're at a place where you can enjoy your husband, you know what I mean, and go on vacations and do things and just have it be, because she like said what she said, like I see all my friends got rings and they're all, bling and bling. Ring and bling. I'm just waiting, for my moment. And that's all it is as a woman. After that long, it's like, yes, it's just a piece of paper or whatever, but it's that solidifying that tie, that bond, and I think she really just wants that, but I honestly don't think he has very many intentions on.
Me either. And I mean, I don't know if he has kids, but listen, he's looking for a little young thing at the end of the day. If he doesn't have kids, to have kids with.
Well, I will defend I will defend that aspect because you never know. He genuinely loves her. I just think that if one wants to be married and the other doesn't need and the other doesn't want to be married and it's at years, then there's a problem and something needs to, the yoke is not even. Something needs to go. Something needs to be fixed.
Because at the end of the day, family always has issues here and there, and nothing's ever going to be perfect. If you're waiting for everything to clear from the past and for you to get everything and make amends with everything, like
I do agree with that, because there are family members who can get in people's ears, and I personally think that if it's not your relationship, you need to mind your own business.
True.
I do feel
true,
that,
but that shouldn't be a reason why you're not going to get married to a person.
I mean, look at Todd and Candy and Mama Joyce.
Oh God.
So you know what I'm saying.
Lord.
So I understand, and as you see, I'm going on both sides because it is what it is. But I could see if there's a bunch of blabber mouth aunties and cousins, now this is no diss to you guys, but you sometimes have those bitter women who love to hate on their girlfriends or relatives' man just because they don't have one. So that could easily be the case. But if it's been 8 years, there needs to be it needs to be resolved. And you can't as a man, Ashanti, you can't sit around and say, well, until it's resolved. Well, what are you doing to try to resolve that problem? Have you talked to the aunties? Do you need to go nip something in the bud? If they're saying something about you, you need to address the issue. So
that's it.
Mother Stone.
Good luck.
Gotta love her.
Good luck.
Good
luck. I'm gonna pray on that for you, Mama Stone.
Let's go into the Bachelorette party.
Trauma. No, it looked fun at first.
Yeah, well,
crazy.
It was fun at first, and the toys were out, and the things were, things were happening, and
cake.
Yeah, and all that.
That's what they called it.
So,
and then
Selena wanted to throw Monifa the Bachelorette party. Yeah. Monifa was obviously hesitant because, what does Selena know about throwing a gay lesbian, bachelor party? But
with a bunch of what she says, heterosexual.
Yeah, and most women or some women don't like strippers.
Yeah,
and so Keke doesn't like strippers. I think Angie said she didn't like strippers. And so I could see their perspective of throwing this party, but yet having to see a bunch of ass
in your
face, clapping in cheeks. And I like, Angie said something about razor bumps.
Razor bumps. I think that was Keke.
Keke said that, yeah.
Lord. Yeah, I'm not too hip on that. Like, I mean, look, it ended up not being in their faces. So, I mean, it wasn't that bad. I mean, if I had to go to a friend's party, bachelorette party, and she was, gay, and she had a bunch of strippers, I don't really care. I mean, as long as you ain't giving me a lap dance because I'm not really into that. But there's a lot of straight women that go to the regular strip club and get lap dances. Like the strip club.
I haven't gotten a lap dance, but I go to the regular strip
See
club.
what I'm
Sorry,
saying?
Mom.
The strip club is the new club. So
Yeah, especially in Atlanta out here.
exactly. So to me, I'm like, come on, y'all ain't that not used to it. Stop it.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Magic City, I'm sure they
Come on.
traipsed around that area at some point in their time.
Exactly.
But the Bachelorette party, it seemed to go well. There was a bunch of nipples and coochies and the belly.
Things.
Ass and
it was,
things happening.
and then did you see?
Ass on fire.
There was a sex toys. Michel'le got Monifah.
Nipple something.
I thought it was. Can I say a fake penis?
Oh, a vibrator or
Something like that.
The D word.
dildo?
Yeah.
Oh, am I not supposed to say that either?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's better because I'm a female.
Is that what Michel'le got her?
Yeah, I think
No,
so.
I thought it was nipple thingies.
No, I think it was.
I think it was a vibrator because Michel'le said
Probably the rabbit.
she's never used one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's exactly why I knew that's what it was.
But there was sex toys, and then did you?
Awful. Sorry, Mom.
They kind of blurted out, but the stripper when she put the fire on her ass,
Yeah, it was on fire.
Yeah.
that was.
I've never
How'd you
seen
feel
that
about
before.
that?
I never saw that before
I never
either.
saw that
And
before
then the
either.
money was on fire, and she was just like patting it out, like patting it out. It's normal. Another day, another work.
Yep,
day.
another day at the office. Just let me get this fire out real quick.
Have you never seen that before, Bam?
I don't do strip clubs,
Me either.
so
And I have been to but I've never seen that's some new age crap stuff that I have never.
2014,
Yeah,
like
2015, 2017.
remixing it.
Yeah.
but it was
I've never seen
interesting.
that.
What I didn't understand is the whole thing with Keke and the guests because the editing, I didn't really get it. If you understand
I didn't
can you
understand
explain it? If not, we move on.
Well, I just felt like someone said something. Keke said something, but they kept like, what was it? Like,
The subtitles.
editing it out.
Yeah, and
editing
putting that-
it out. Excuse me. And whatever she kept saying, it was agitating the girl. And the girl's like, "You keep saying that," and she's like, "I don't." But when Keke has a few drinks in, we know that she just a little crazy, just a little bit. And
Well,
so
she's crazy normally, but
and then, so the drinks amplify.
Yeah.
And so, Keke's just, she's not going to take no mess. And it went left.
But it
I was a little lost there.
it blew over, and then when it came time for the toast, Selena was doing the toast, rightfully so, being that she and
the party.
she threw the party, and as she was doing the toast, then Angie wants to step in because she has to be mother. She has to be Mother Earth, like I said. She's trying to win the
holy
Nobel. She brings out the holy oil and the holy water, and then she cuts in when Selena's talking, and then she talks about how Selena and Keke have been there the longest, and then comes her, and then she called the other girls
Michel'le
and Latavia the newbies, and they both took offense to this, but Latavia was like, what's going on? My problem with Angie is, why are you bringing out the holy oil at a bachelorette party with strippers? And then on top of that, if you were going to bring out the holy oil, why didn't you bring it out? I mean, there was fire, there was a cake that you saw all kind of women's body. There were ample opportunities for you to bring out the holy oil, but during the toast, then you want to. Angie, I'm
Angie's
sorry,
special.
she drives me crazy.
She's special.
No, I was just like, wait, so now is the point where you think that that's appropriate? Like, I would have looked at her crazy too. Like,
I love
what?
the ending though. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Orange is the New Black, and the crazy Christian girl that's just like,
Yeah.
So I love the end when it was like, and it just stopped with the hands up.
They
and
did
I
it
was
that
like,
good. Yeah.
I was just dying.
She said-
that was hilarious. Like, if you don't have nothing to say to me, if you don't know what to say to me, don't talk.
Yeah.
I was like,
but I really thought that she could have used or found a better word to describe Michel'le and Latavia's, newfound, entrance into the R&B Divas. Like, it's her, I think maybe it's her, I don't want to say it's a lack of thinking, but before she speaks, but sometimes I feel like it's, in her intentions, it's coming from a warm place, a good place, a genuine, real place. No, I know. But then it comes out her mouth sounding like a whole bunch of crazy, and you're like, well, what is it?
See, I didn't think that she was saying anything wrong when she was like, they were here the longest than me, than the newbies. Like, I
It's
felt
just
like
how you say. You don't have to say that. You don't have to single them out and call them newbies because that makes somebody feel some kind of way, apparently. And I knew it as soon as she said it. I was like, did she just call them newbies?
But the fact, for me, it was all about the tone. She, first of all, she cut Selena off in mid-conversation. She cut her off so that she can get her holy oil and so that she can say something. So for me, Angie always wants to be the one who gives the final moments, the final thoughts, like... you know how, like, Jerry Springer used to always have his final thoughts?
He still does.
Or how Monique used to do the whole, like, she always has to have the last word. And I'm sorry, I think Angie needs to shut up.
Yeah, and realize that maybe you don't have to, like, round out every conversation with, like, an Angie quote or an Angie statement or something. I feel like she, like you said, she feels like she has to.
Understand, but
you can't.
Angie's not the only mother. So, wait, they all have kids.
They all have kids.
Yeah, they all have kids.
They all have kids.
They all have kids.
Yeah.
The thing is, Angie's the oldest, and she wants this whole big mama respect kind of thing, but everybody's not feeling her like the big mama.
Yeah,
So,
I feel like if anybody can, like, at least especially regarding Latavia, if anybody is feeling like a mom, it's Monifa, in my opinion, as far as the way she approaches certain things and the way she takes what Angie's saying and Angie's doing and kind of twists it so Latavia can at least get the information, and kind of like retain it and not in a, you're attacking me kind of way. So I feel like if anybody is playing a mom kind of role, it's Monifa in certain aspects, and Angie just like needs to sit down sometimes.
Well, all right. Well, I think we had a great recap. Now let's go into predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
You wanna lead her?
I always let the ladies go first.
Oh, me first? Okay. What do I think's gonna happen? I think that Latavia, she is finally going to sing. I don't know. I'm just saying that. But no, seriously, I really think that everyone's gonna give Angie a little taste or dose of how they're feeling about her. Like everybody, like not just Monifah and not just Selena. So I think it's gonna be everyone just telling her to fall back a little bit, because I think everyone is a little bit sick of her. I think this whole situation with Keke not wanting to go to the wedding is gonna be a big thing, because I feel like Keke knows that people feel she's a troublemaker. And as we saw the little clip for next week, she's not trying to go to the wedding. Monifah now feels some kind of way. So I really think that's going to be a big issue. But I feel like in the end, Keke will go to the wedding. It's just, like she's feeling how she feels. So I don't know. I feel like next week is going to be a lot about, either Keke going back and forth and having her feelings, and Angie and her feelings.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I also think, I predict there will be a whole lot of drama somehow. I don't know what it's going to be about, but regarding the one night only show and them preparing and them taking this trip to LA and them doing all the, the preparations in order for the show. I don't know if the show is going to be on the next episode, but regardless of whether it is or it isn't, I feel like there's going to be a lot of things and drama and words being said surrounding the finale moments of One Night Only and how it's coming together. So I'm excited to see about that.
Ditto.
For me, I think the One Night Only, I think is going to go off without a hitch. Although I just don't recall hearing anything about it during Grammy weekend. So
maybe it didn't happen during Grammy weekend. And it just happened, and
we don't know yet.
We don't know yet.
We'll see.
So that's my only thing, but I think it's gonna go off fine, and I think Latavia will sing something, and I hope she sounds great. As far as the Keke not attending the wedding, I think that's just her feeling a certain way about it because she knows how she gets when she's drunk. I personally believe that in order for TVOne to pay for that wedding, every woman had to be in attendance. So she's going to attend that wedding, and
it was probably just because of what happened at the Bachelorette party and kind of playing off of that little drama that happened, and then kind of going forward into the wedding with Keke.
And then on TVOne.tv, which is TVOne's website, there is an interview that Ashanti did where, I guess he got a lot of slack in regards to him not wanting to marry Angie and what his intentions are. So he does mention that the wedding has not aired, but the wedding was amazing. So he obviously went to. So they obviously did get married because I had my doubts as well. So there must be a wedding. But if you want to check out that interview to hear what he has to say in regards to him not marrying Angie and some other things, you guys can go to TVOne.tv. So, well, I think we're done. And so now let's tell everyone where you guys can be found on social media.
Well, guys, you can follow me on IG and Twitter at the letter M, Taisha Monique. I'm Taisha Monique, and Facebook, Taisha Monique.
Hey guys, I'm Chloe Onyx again. You can find me on Instagram and on Facebook at Chloe Onyx and on Twitter at Chloe Onyx11.
And you can find me on all social media at Bamm Ericsen. We want to thank you guys for tuning into AfterBuzz TV for R&B Divas Atlanta Season 3, Episode 8, titled Divas Make It Rain. We'll see you guys next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.